Hello, hello, hello. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. Grand rising to everybody. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how to manifest the perfect reality or to manifest whatever it is that you feel that you deserve. So this is something that I seem to keep coming back to, but sometimes I feel as though I need to remember it again. So I have remembered. So when we are trying to manifest our desired reality, the first thing we have to do is ask ourselves, how do we see ourselves? Because knowing yourself is so very important. Now, this beautiful tarot card, and I love tarot cards. I hope this will show. Okay, well, this beautiful tarot card has helped me so very much. Okay, so this tarot card says, the mirror, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of mirror work lately, and I've been kind of just, talking to myself, telling myself how deserving I am, and just, pretty much trying to work through things that don't serve me, basically. And I knew that an epiphany was going to come because they always do, especially when you're kind of in that place where you're feeling, maybe feeling a little bit down or confused. It's a sign of awakening. It's a sign that you are, things are changing, okay? Your mind is changing. Things that don't serve you, mental things that don't serve you are leaving so that your mind can form a clearer picture of who you really are. So, my realization is the fact that we have to know who we are, okay? And if I look that way, it's because I have this urge to look at myself instead of looking in the camera. So we have to first know ourselves, know who we are in order to create what it is that we know we desire. Now, a lot of people would think, okay, so who am I? And when they ask themselves, who are they? They may do one of two things. One, they may look at their current reality, look at who they are now, and to them, that's who they are. Okay? Now, this works perfectly if you are in a place where you are living in your truth, or you are living in your desired outcome. Okay? That works. Now, the second way is when you're trying to manifest, and so you're saying things that you want to manifest, and that is who you are. But deep down, that feeling, you always have that feeling there that it just doesn't seem real. That feeling in there. Now, the third way, the way that I have come to this realization through, is me asking myself, okay, so who am I? Well, I know who I am, who I've been, but who am I? Meaning, who do I deserve to be? Who do I desire to be? Okay, what is my highest form? What is my highest truth? If I could visualize myself in the highest possible way, what would that look like? Okay, so when you're thinking about this, you want to kind of look at things in a way of trying to figure out how to put this. Okay, so I have defined what the truth is and what a lie is, okay? And it's a lot different than what society has taught us. To me, the truth is my truth, and all of us have different personal truths. So my truth, it serves me and it feels good for me. So if you were to say a simple statement, how to tell who you really are is if that statement feels good. Does it align with you when you say it? So if you were to say, I am rich, how does that feel in you? Does it feel good? Does it feel nurturing? And I'm going to say, for me, it absolutely does. Now, if you were to say, I'm poor, how does that feel? Does that feel good for you? Does that feel nurturing? And for me, I'm going to say, no, it doesn't. So this is how I define what's true for me and what's not true for me, but how I feel, what feels right for me, okay? And this works with any statement. It also works for the thoughts in our mind, because daily we're getting a lot of thoughts, and a lot of these thoughts can be, thoughts that can bring us down. So the best way for me, that I've learned to kind of maneuver through those thoughts, is to accept them, but also to ask myself, does that thought really align with who I am? Does it make me feel good? When I'm thinking that thought, does it make me feel good, or does it make me feel bad? And if it makes me feel good, then I know that it aligns with who I truly am, or at least a higher version of myself. Now, I always believe things can be higher. We can always see ourselves in a higher level, but I'm talking about the highest level at this very moment in time. Okay? Now, if you're thinking a thought and it doesn't feel good, that's because it doesn't align with your true self, with your truest self. So, to me, this is the best way to kind of shift yourself into your reality quickly, okay? Is by knowing thyself, knowing who you are. If you know who you are, then you know who you're not. Okay? And the best way to know who you are is to go by how you feel. When you say something, when you think something, when you see something, does it really feel good or doesn't it feel good? Now, I know we're not really used to doing things this way. We've been taught that what we see in this reality is what it really is. We've also taught that we have to do a lot of work in order to receive our good. We have to work a job, or we have to start a business, or we have to do some sort of physical work in order to receive our good. But the truth is, the only thing you need to do to receive your good is to realize you are deserving of it. You deserve it. And then the second thing is to know thyself. Know you. Know who you are. And how do you know who you are? Well, what feels good for you? What feels right? When you think a thought, when you speak something, when you see something, does it feel right for you? Like, for instance, take maybe your garden, okay? So you go look at your garden and you see that some of your plants are dying, okay? Now, does that align with you? Does that really feel good? Or does it feel good to know that all of your plants are thriving, that they are beautiful, that they are abundant? So basically, if you're seeing something in your reality that doesn't make you feel good, it's because it's not your highest form. It's not your highest self. You're not seeing your true self, okay? You're not knowing thyself. Thyself is what feels good. So for me, what would feel good is, you know what? My plants are thriving. They are lush and green and beautiful colors of the rainbow. And, my garden, is growing very quickly and very abundantly. That is true for me. Now, this does take a bit of work because, especially if we have a lot of negative thoughts and just different patterns, and maybe we're seeing a lot of negative things in our reality or things that don't align with us. So I really don't want to look at this in terms of negative and positive, more so what aligns with you, what makes you feel good, okay? So if you're seeing things in your reality that don't really feel good to you, or you're thinking things that don't feel good to you, or you're experiencing things that don't feel good to you, it's because it's not who you really are, okay? The best way to know who you are is by saying simple statements or looking at certain things and aligning with what really does align with you, okay? And that will be your actual yourself, or who you are, the truth for you. Now, I hope this video was helpful. I'm going to put out more content to better explain this whole thing, because I know it can be a tiny bit confusing. And I know it does go against what we've been taught, but if you harness this power, use this to your advantage every single day, no matter what you're going through. Maybe something happens that, it doesn't make you feel good inside. So instead of accepting that for the truth, you can just ask yourself, does this really feel good inside of me? Does this really align with me? And if you can answer no to that, then that is not your highest self. That is not you. That is not, when asking the question, know thyself, that is not thyself. Okay? So therefore you can tell yourself, you know what? That doesn't align with me. So that's not true for me. What's true for me is, and you would say the desired, the desired result. So, you know, in terms of your bank account, whatever your bank account balance is, say for instance your bank account balance is $10,000, but to you that doesn't align. What aligns for you is, you know, $500 million. You could say, you know what, I really accept the fact that I have $10,000 on my account and I'm really grateful for that, but you know what, when I really dig deep, $500 million sounds a lot better for me. It aligns with me a lot more. It will allow me to give back more. It will allow me to live more. It will allow me to do more. Okay? Now, another thing to remember is not to get caught in that trap of having to do things or having to take action or having to work in order to receive your good. We've been taught that way. But if you can, you know, take your time and really soak in the fact that there's nothing physical that you can do to receive your good. Now, I know sometimes we can, the feeling, we can get that feeling of being deserving by doing certain things, and then certain things will come, but that's still not the same thing. The simple truth is that there's nothing that you have to do, no work that has to be done out here. In fact, everything is already done, everything is already completed, okay? And you're already deserving. You're already deserving of your good. It's acknowledging it, acknowledging every single day when you wake up or before you go to bed that there's no physical work that you need to do in order to draw in your good. That your good is already yours and you're already deserving. And knowing yourself, knowing who you are. When you're looking in your reality, or looking, you know, going through your day, you know, really seeing what feels right to you, what feels good, and then you know, releasing things that don't feel good and pulling and calling in the things that do feel good. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful for you. Until next time, I'm sending everybody lots of blessings of happiness, health, and wholeness, and lots of adventure. See you later.